Well, how's it going, everybody? My name is Ryan. Welcome to Crosswatcher. I have a tarot read for the sign of Aquarius today. Now, this is going to be mostly regarding, the date I'm filming this is January 14th. So it's Sunday, January 14th, and this is going to apply all the way through at least the middle of February. But whenever you find this video, there's going to be a message in here for you, Aquarius. I've been sitting here in your energy for the past day and a half, and I don't know. I don't know if there's like some kind of force out there that's trying to keep me from putting out this message, or maybe if you feel like there are forces working against you. But I just felt this, this hesitation towards pressing the record button. But sitting here kind of like marinating in your energy, I was prompted to pull a read before I laid out this spread here. I was prompted to pull a read, and all the nines that were possible to pull out in a reading from a Rider-Waite deck, every single 9 card with the number 9 came out. Especially the Hermit came out, all the 9 of Swords, or excuse me, the 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups in reverse, and it prompted me to be like, well, what's going on here? And so what Spirit's been telling me is that you are drawing near to some shape or form of completion. Hence the number 9, but 9999, and with that extra 9, you are just on the verge of success. Now, what that could mean for a lot of different people, Aquarius, is in your collective, is that some people could be getting closer to the end result, the completion of a certain manifestation. This could be a relationship. This could be success in the work environment, or maybe starting your own job. This could be this could be. Now, keep in mind, like, we all have this version of success, or this version of our manifestation, this completed form, but this could also represent, all these 9s could also represent a bridging point where you are now awakened, okay? And you've been searching around, you've been hunting, you've been chasing for answers, or for facts and knowledge that resonate with your current situation. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a great idea of what it is that you want to manifest, but that you are more consciously aware of what's going on around you, and it's bringing up this sort of resistance with the environment that you're in now. This could be work, this could be family, this could be relationships, this could be many things. This could be a sensitive matter, okay, to your personal situation. And so what I have here for you is a traditional Crosswatcher spread, where I have all these cardstock affirmations pulled. In this reading, I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them pulled, and we're going to start laying down some tarot right now, seeing if we can get an answer on to what it is that you are on the verge of completing. Starting with your beginning affirmation cards right here. You have following and too easy. I'm not going to spend too much time showing all these cards, these affirmations, because there are 11 of them. We do have to get through this reading in a reasonable time. But having said that, the cards following and too easy are like where you're coming from in the light and the shadow, creating this sort of combination, this sort of flow of energy that you're dealing with, where you're coming from. So following, too easy, we're going to get into that in a bit. But then in the center cards, kind of more pertaining to your current situation, there's a formula, fluid flow of energy where you're coming from, and there's a fluid form of energy you're working with now. And those cards coming out in this reading are represented by old timeline above cold expressions. Old timeline, cold expressions. And we'll get into the future cards in a second. But that's the flow of energy you're dealing with right now, where you're coming from following, and too easy old timeline and cold expressions. I just wanted to say happy birthday in advance. I didn't even wish Capricorn a happy birthday. My bad. Capricorn, if you're looking into this, happy birthday. Aquarius, happy early birthday. I'm gonna try not to make any mistakes, but everything happens for a reason, and no promises. So old timeline in the center with cold expressions. We're going to start pulling these poppers right now, and we are going to be taking reverses today to try to get a story. But then while I'm doing this, I just wanted to let you know that the chameleon card came out. So you might be in your current state and time. You might be trying to blend in from some kind of shocking change that's happened around you, and your chameleon energy coming out, your chameleon sort of feeling to your situation is that you don't want to disturb, kind of want to say the status quo. They're telling me status quo. So you might have a lot of people surrounding you. You might be really, you might be heavily involved in a job. I'm kind of getting this retail sort of like store environment, but that doesn't eliminate other possibilities that, you could be in an office environment. You could work with family, is what they're telling me. All these possible scenarios for the Aquarius energy moving in, from January to February. The first card's coming out next to your chameleon energy, your blending in energy. The chameleon. Okay, so what we got, what we got here is the Seven of Wands next to the Five of Swords. Okay, before I get into this energy, just wanted to show you real quick. Five of Swords, Seven of Wands. This is kind of a flow of energy from where you're coming from to how you're feeling about your situation. Okay. So there's a spark in enlightenment. There's a spark in a search and a journey. There's this getting closer to this sense of completion. For some people's timeline, it could be just realizing on the verge of what it would be perfect to manifest for your vibration moving forward into the future, into February. And for a lot of people's story, this is already been working. You've been already working on a manifestation, some sort of perfect relationship, perfect job, perfect scenario for you. This sort of coming into being, this perfect life scenario. But there's this bridge, there's this wall, there's this gap that needs to be traversed, where you have current elements in your situation. This could be people. This could be people in your work. This could be approaches to life that you're sort of starting to see in your conscious mind, your higher consciousness, that your subconscious has been producing this sort of riding, resonating, marinating in this energy that sort of keeps you tied on to things that are producing, manifesting things that you're already used to. Beliefs you're already used to, conversations you're already used to, certain people, environment, a particular amount of income that is passively or non-passively coming in, that you are producing, is sort of like this comfort zone that you haven't been able to get out of, on the verge of manifesting your greatest timeline, which is exactly how you should be using these readings, Aquarius, for the Cross-Watcher channel, or anybody cross-watching in on these readings. The best benefit you're going to be able to get out of these readings is if you are doing the work, the shadow work, the progressive thinking, the restructuring of your life, the recalibrating of your vision, the realignment, and the reprogramming of your subconscious to serve your highest good. These readings are always going to reflect, and the motivation coming out of them is always going to reflect those storylines that are on their highest timeline, ready not only to take action, but ready to receive the manifestations being put out. If you are feeling like you are not following any signs, feeling any energies, or coming into sync with any synchronicities, you might want to ask yourself why, and what kind of vibration you're putting out there to the world, what kind of action you're taking to get yourself there. Okay, what kind of comforts you're willing to put up with and not willing to put up with, what kind of scenarios you're willing to put yourself in a situation to help yourself evolve into the next best change that your highest timeline has waiting for you. Okay, so having said all that, as usual, with 10:03 on the clock, we got following and we got too easy. With old timeline and cold expressions is what you're currently dealing with, and your chameleon vibe to your situation. Okay, and as I pull more energies, what we're looking at here is this now. You're now understanding that struggles you've had to deal with are just repeating cycles. And every time you start looking back, you're like, oh, well, why do I do this? Why do I say certain things? Why do I put up with certain things? And why do people in my environment seem to vibrate on the same energy over and over and over? The same shows, the same conversations, the same starting points, the same launching points. Always comes back to the same thing. You go to bed at the end of the night, kind of being like, well, I have this new way. Excuse me, let me shuffle this. They're telling me to shuffle real quick. I have this new way of looking at things, but it's not. It's sort of like, what do I want to say? It's sort of like novelty, because there are things I'm not uncomfortable. There are things I'm uncomfortable with in my current situation, in my current life, but it's only a vision. That I see myself getting out of it, right? But then at the end of the day, like I said, you've had the same conversations with the same people, you've watched the same shows, you've eaten the same diet. It's producing the same thing, and the universe is always confident in you that it's giving you exactly what you want, exactly what you desire. And so what you're comfortable with manifesting in your everyday life is exactly what the universe is going to keep handing you. I don't know if that makes any sense, but here we go. We're going to pull more cards. So you're waiting around for something, but this waiting is more like a hunting and like a chasing. Okay, so you're metaphysically trying to see things manifested into physical reality. We've got two cards coming out here. Let's see what's going on here. We got the King of Wands in the upright, and we got the Knight of Swords in reverse. See, I'm going to try to pull all the rest of these. So let's go back to that chameleon energy in the old timeline, okay? So in your current state of mind, you realize you are on the same timeline, and you're trying to figure out why. Cold expressions could be a certain reality that you're now starting to be consciously aware of, something that's coming up from your subconscious, and sort of you're having deja vu moments. You're having lucid dreams or vivid dreams, whatever you want to say. Memories and feelings from those memories are sparking from your past, okay? And that's where this too easy card from down in the shadow here underneath following, that's where this comes into play, okay? Things where you're realizing, and they're coming in the forms of actual feelings and emotions, not necessarily always thoughts or clear thoughts, hence that Five of Swords. But with the cold expressions and the too easy, these feelings are coming up. And you ever had that backflash moment? Sorry, I'm watching a guy pushing his car. His car must be dead. He's pushing it. I saw him driving it a second ago. Now he's pushing it. And then a second ago, he was kicking cans around my truck. I guess he was collecting cans. He must be homeless also. Anyways, sorry. I don't mean to laugh at him. But yeah, he seems like he's, I get the vibe from him. He's seeking attention. And there might be people around you seeking attention. Okay. Seeming like they're playing this role in your life. I don't know if I'm going too off base, but it's obviously for a reason. People that sort of try to reinforce or help you feel more secure, emotionally secure, that what you're doing is exactly what you want in life, or what you're experiencing, I should say. Are you okay? Hey, let me talk to you about a usual and most certainly comfortable thing that I feel comfortable with, which is manifesting from your subconscious. Okay. And it's not putting you in a state where the universe can hand you something new. Okay. Cold expressions and too easy down in the subconscious with the old timeline and the following, it's repeating a cycle over and over and over. And what it's telling me is that you've come to this realization that the things you're dealing with are a result of your subconscious. Okay, sorry, I know I'm trailing off a little. Let me go back to that thought. You ever experienced something that you didn't ever experience before? This could be something you ate, a meal you ate, a word that someone said, kind of like an emotion, a voice that came out with things that they were saying. And it sparked an emotional response that your brain had to sort of interpret and had to kind of make sense of, digging into your past memories and realizing, oh, that when I was a kid, or when I was a teen or whatever, or when I was a young adult, I had the same experience, and it gave me this feeling. It could have been a sense of comfort. It could even be a sense of discomfort. Maybe somebody yelling at a certain tone kind of triggered you a little bit, maybe, perhaps. But what I'm sort of trying to get at is the comfortable feeling where, like you go into the convenience store and you got that little Mexican chocolate, or that little Mexican candy, or the sweet tarts, or the powdered sticks or something, or the ring pops, or something along that vibe where it's comforting. It comes from your past. You have a memory of it. But your conscious mind, 16:16 on the clock, your conscious mind is becoming aware of these certain feelings, these emotions that are being sparked up from something in your environment, which is a reflection of your subconscious, kind of guiding you. The universe sort of keeps handing you what you're used to, but it's all of a sudden coming clear, and it's helping you. Okay, so whatever this is, let's just take the ring pop, for example. Okay, let's just say I don't know, let's wing this. Let's use a little improv. You work in a ring shop, or you work in a ring pop factory producing ring pops, and this has become your income, your everyday grind, and your income to helping you survive in this world, helping pay your bills, what have you, helping you to feel sustained. And so you work in this ring pop factory, and after so many years, it's not about the ring pops anymore, right? It's about the struggle with how much you're making every month, on top of all the inflation and the hardships and the different crap that keeps popping up in society, in the collective society, that's turned for whatever reason, your love for ring pops, from when you were a kid and used to go into that convenience store, to all of a sudden you are blind at the fact that you work in a ring pop factory. Just use this. Okay, but then all of a sudden, something in your environment, I don't know, maybe it's somebody on the display line or the whatever, says to you, oh, I haven't seen, I don't know, a broken or deformed ring pop since I was like 9 years old. And I remember that time I went into the convenience store when I was 9 years old, and I got a ring pop, and I opened it up, and it turned out to be like only half a ring pop, or there's a huge bubble in it or something, and which constituted for less volume of ring pop in said ring pop. and all of a sudden, you become aware that it's like, that's right, this used to have more of a dynamic to it. This love for ring pops, this sort of rolling the dice, on the ring pop. Obviously, the ring pop is whatever vision or manifestation you're trying to manifest. Whatever life you're dealing with now is a reflection of what you're trying to manifest. So the ring pop is just a metaphor. I don't know, maybe you had a ring pop recently. Let me know down in the comments if that's you. With 19:10 on the clock. So something has popped up in your subconscious, and now it's starting to resonate in your higher consciousness, in your self-awareness. It's starting to resonate with, oh, this is why something is not coming to fruition, because I am too used to the things I'm being handed or asking for in the universe. And don't forget, everything you're being handed for is everything you're being asked, everything you're asking the universe. If you've studied what's his name? Neville Goddard, or if you've studied any kind of manifestation technique. You know, I don't teach manifestation here on this channel, but I understand all the different methods of teaching, but to make it more universal for everybody, I try not to say, oh, you should listen to this, or this is the teaching you should follow, or blah, blah, blah. We should all know these general aspects of manifestation, okay? Where was I going with that? So these things, wow, I totally blanked out on that when I mentioned Neville Goddard. It's probably for a reason, because I don't mention all these names, these big names in the manifestation game, because none of these people actually put out their own work, you know, to the world. It's just a bunch of repeats, people repeating their own work, the stuff that makes sense. And so that's pretty much where I'm coming from here in this storyline, is that these comforts that pop up from our subconscious produce manifestations in our reality, in our physical reality. And you're starting to become aware that these comforts, whether or not you want them to be there or not, doesn't really matter. If they're popping up, it's because this is what you're asking the universe for. You're starting to realize what the universe is handing you based on what you are vibrating on. Light bulb, right? So old timeline following too easy cold expressions with the chameleon, with the 5 of swords and the 7 of wands, is telling me you realize these illusions. You realize, oh, that's me doing that. That's me on that vibration. that's you know, and you're trying to, with the cold expressions down in the subconscious, and the chameleon down in the feelings. I don't even know if I spelled chameleon right, but it's in the feelings section of this read. Okay, you only get one feelings card coming out. You only get one set of feelings card when it comes to the tarot, and what you have is the 7 of wands and the 5 of swords and the chameleon. So you are in, not shock, but you are sort of like a chameleon gets when it sees a predator. What does it do? It doesn't react. It bust out the chameleon eyes. It pauses. It sort of thinks, and it's like, okay, I did that. I'm blending in with my environment. It saw me. I did that. It saw me. Whatever it is that it's reacting to, it responds by not moving. Okay, and so you've gone into chameleon mode. Okay, blending in with your environment, you know, kind of protecting the status quo as you try to figure out whatever this is. You're on the verge of manifesting this reality. You're on the verge of realizing, 1 and 1 makes 2. And whatever it is that the society was telling me, all this nonsense that they were telling me, is not exactly what reality is. You know, I'm trying to be as general as possible to benefit as many people's highest timeline as possible. Okay, quick break. We are on the 14th. You should be checking in with that alignment. Okay, if there's something that you realize in recent days that doesn't seem to make sense with the outside world, what the world is telling you, what your parents are telling you, what your relationships are telling you, what the job's telling you, and you realize that there's something bigger and you're on the verge of success somewhere metaphysically, then right now, while we're in this Capricorn new moon energy, before we come up to this Leo full moon energy, you definitely should be meditating. You should be getting back into alignment, doing your grounding, because kind of like checking out from the status quo and reconnecting with your own energy, your own higher timeline, your own conscious self, just sort of seeing what thoughts pop up, realizing that if it's a concern with any person, place, or thing, or anything in your environment, you are putting that thought there. You are only going to manifest more of that. Okay, so it's very important to try to get into the space of silence and just basically just forget everything. Forget everything exists, okay? The only thing that exists is your observation of life itself. Your every breath in and out, okay? The every time you open your eyes, the first thing your eyes go to, with no thought to it. Your eyes go to a tree, don't think about the tree, just look at the tree. Your eyes go to a, I don't know, piece of trash on the street. Just look at the piece of trash. Don't think about who put it there, or the consequences of it being there, or what your emotional state of is involving it being there. Just observe. Just look. Okay? Then go back in. Go within, silence, breathe. Okay? Try to eliminate as much as you can from your emotional consciousness. If that makes sense. Okay? The things that trigger you into feeling good or bad. Okay? These kinds of states of being are going to help your subconscious and your higher consciousness, your intuitive guides. This combination is going to help you come up with original, creative, authentic thought patterns. Okay, and you can go ahead and write those down. Right, and every goal that comes out of these manifested states of consciousness, go ahead and write those down. Okay, get into alignment. That's pretty much like the rough explanation on how to get into alignment. Okay, cancel out everything that makes you feel emotionally about something, and bring in everything that has no identity. Okay, everything that is stillness in silence. All right, and everything that is void of emotional response. You just want to kind of stay away from that in a good way. Okay, all right. So during this time in January, that's where you should be, and coming up between like the 18th and God knows when. I think it's technically on the 22nd, but the sun goes into Aquarius. Happy birthday, Aquarius. And needless to say, the sun's going to be shining on you, and this is where you're going to have the most opportune portal energy for light being shed on your current situation, turning you from the chameleon into the hunter, right? Because what does the chameleon do? The chameleon pauses when it sees, disturbance. It does the chameleon eyes, but when it sees an opportunity for nourishment, metaphysical nourishment, it still has that approach, that calm and careful approach, and then it opens its mouth slightly and it shoots out that arrow tongue, that sticky tongue, and takes in all the nourishment. The universe handing you, basically the cricket will come along, and the chameleon doesn't have to do much. The cricket will come along because the chameleon is vibrating on the universe, handing it crickets, right? All right, so there you go. Okay, so getting down back into this with 2732 on the read. We're still making good time. We're getting back down into this read. So you've gone from chameleon and your 5 of swords, understanding that you're coming into this realization, you're just on the verge, and the world is still manifesting itself around you, and you're just sort of trying to break yourself away from that part of the matrix, okay? So you have your chameleon mode, and now we're getting into the hunting mode, and right underneath hunting, there's chasing. So you're building up some sort of momentum for that which metaphysically nourishes your current situation, right? So you could be looking for a relationship. No relationship cards are coming out here. This is sort of like I'm getting swords, I'm getting wands, I'm getting pentacles. This is definitely a divine timing for how you are manifesting a forward momentum and physical attainment of the energy and vibration that you are currently shifting into in January, February. You are currently shifting into this. Sorry, this guy's still doing stuff around me, distracting me as I'm trying to channel these messages. He's acting very peculiar, this guy. I think he's trying to lure somebody in. So be wary of people trying to lure you in, okay? Because this is a place where your subconscious is trying to warn you. This is not a place you want to go, all right? You want to, like I said, there's a reason why I said it. You want to be in a stillness of silence mind frame, okay? Eliminate all these energies that are trying to pull you in one direction or another. Because if you're in a current situation where you are trying to embody change and it's not happening, it's because you are still reverting back to giving these energies your attention. And for some people's cases, it might need extreme action. You might need to leave a job altogether, or leave a relationship altogether in order for the universe to start handing you something that you are vibrating on, the change that you're looking for, okay? All Sorry. Guy. It's obviously I'm manifesting this for a reason. And obviously you are manifesting this message for a reason. But we just got to stay centered and focus on this read. Anyways, down in where the hunting and the chasing, these are the actions, okay? Hunting and chasing in this read are down in the actions, where the feelings go into the actions, go into the subconscious, into the shadow, right? And the things you don't see. So, but we're still in the actions. So in the actions, you've got King of Wands and you've got Seven of Pentacles, right? So you are very aware of this energy. I've already touched on all this, so I'm not going to touch too much more on it. You're very aware of the energy. You have planted those seeds. They are coming from your subconscious, but these cards represent a kind of middle ground between what you are manifesting and what you are about to manifest versus like what you're consciously aware of now in the situation you're in. Okay, and the reason why these cycles keep repeating. Okay, so going into hunting mode, you're realizing it, you're trying to strategize, and perhaps you're going into the scripting, writing it down. And also in combination, trying to get your mind frame and your emotions aligned with this ultimate manifestation moving into February, whatever step you're trying to take. Okay, you're on the verge of success. In fact, you're there in your energy. It's just sort of like trying to get your mind around it, Seven of Pentacles, that it's already there. Okay, and yes, it might take some patience. Okay, but you still have a forward motion with the hunting. You still need nourishment and chasing. You're on the verge of getting it, but you might actually be getting overwhelmed. Some of y'all might be getting overwhelmed because we got the Knight of Swords in reverse. And we've got the King of Pentacles in the upright, right? So both of those together, complete exhaustion, just an out of sorts energy, kind of keep second guessing yourself. You got the King of Wands on top of King of Pentacles, okay? Going down into the subconscious. It's sort of like telling you that, every now and then you need a break, but more or less you need to, it's no coincidence I said it, find stillness in the silence in this time. Now, at the end of January and just before your birthday, Aquarius, now is the time to get yourself in alignment with your highest purpose. What serves your greatest good? What can help the benefit of mankind? Not just some kind of one-time physical, one-time, two-time physical achievement. This has to be a long-standing, self-sustaining, for the greatest good type of manifestation, right? Because we are in 2024, headed into 2025, and when Pluto is permanently for the next 20 years in Aquarius, that is when everything is going to change. That is when the status quo is going to get dissected, it's going to get dismantled, and it's going to get restructured in a way that benefits the highest good of the entire planet. So where are you vibing on that when the time comes, right? For Aquarius's greatest good, it's always going to be for the greatest benefit of mankind. So where do you see your highest goal, your greatest your stepping stones in manifestation, your karmic cycles that you need to either finish or start up to get you to where you need to be in a year from now, when Pluto and Saturn decide, okay, well, now it's time to set things in stone for the next 20 years. I hope that made sense. So, getting yourself collected in this time, leading up to your birthday. Your birthday could be on the first. Your birthday could be right when Pluto goes into Aquarius, or when the sun goes to an Aquarius on the 22nd, I believe. It's somewhere between the 20th and the 22nd. I got some differing information. But now's the time to get yourself in complete alignment before that time and really shoot for the stars as far as what your stepping stones for manifestation involve, okay? That's keeping it as vague as possible for everybody watching, okay? So getting down into I know that's a lot with 34:30 on the clock, but getting down into, so we're in the actions with the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, saying you for sure need to get in alignment, get some stillness in the silence, and it says actually down here in the shadow, First things first, I'm gonna point out this Page of Wands getting down into the shadow. We're gonna pull another card, but we got a night out and away, night out or away, and water sign. So this kind of thickens the plot. So you need a night out and away, coming from hunting and chasing. So that's totally giving me down in the subconscious, something you don't really realize. Maybe this is where your energy is over expelling. You sort of need someone to tell you this, that you need to have a night out and away. That could be quite literally. That could be some alone time, or that could just necessarily mean alignment with that full moon in Leo coming up on the 25th, I believe. Full moon in Leo. It's time to get your ceremony in. It's time to get your self-care in. It's time to get your meditate, your Moldavite, all your crystal work, your Reiki healing, get some acupuncture. I don't really care what you got to do, but this is the time to make it happen. And in conjunction, shoot for the stars with your manifestation and realize how these comfortable cycles where these people keep repeating stuff, that you're in the same environments, you're experiencing any change. It might seem like manifestation is just a novelty. Well, how much of that action are you putting into actually allowing the universe to help you receive? Right? How much are you allowing the universe to give you? Because the universe is confident in what it's giving you. It's giving you exactly what you're asking for. It's giving you what you're vibrating on. Right. So a night out and away and a water sign, whatever that has to do with it, with this Page of Wands. And we need to pull another card to get a full story. We got 36 on the clock. We still got plenty of time to pull the other side of this read. And the King of Swords comes popping out. So now we have the majority of these cards, I believe, are swords. So we got a lot of communication, a lot of ready to take action. But we got the majority of the cards coming out. Excuse me, we got 3 of the 4 kings coming out. We got King of Swords coming out. The only thing we're missing right now is the strategy, the King of Cups. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that coming out in the future cards or the bottom of this deck. But for right now, with that Page of Wands, we have the King of Swords down in the shadow, reflecting a night out and away and a water sign, right? So neither one of those cards are a water sign. One of them's like a fire sign. One of them's an air sign, right? And so you're an air sign. We've got 1, 2. We only got 3 out of these 8 cards that came out as air signs. We've got 1, 2, 3 coming out that are fire signs. We've got 3 wands here, and we've got 2 of them are pentacles. Okay. So, I don't know if any of that makes any sense. Now, no 9s have come out, because I mentioned in the beginning that you got all the 9s in your reading earlier. Really wish I would have filmed that one. That was epic. Seeing the sense of completion just sort of coming out in the energy interpretation. But with this King of Swords and a night out, it's giving me a certainty. Ooh, certainty. What was I writing earlier? Hang on a second. I was writing something earlier. Oh, hang on. Don't mind me. Certainty. Absolute certainty. The universe is always certain. The human mind is what creates doubt. The universe is always checking to see what you are certain about. How often does your mind get stuck on things in your life that are positively, supportively certain versus the way you wish things were? Okay, so that's no coincidence I wrote that down. So the King of Swords with the Page of Wands coming out is the part of it where it's like, that you wish things were a certain way, but how often does your mind get stuck on the things in your life that are positively, supportively certain? So the King of Swords, he rules the kingdom. The King of Pentacles, he rules the kingdom. The King of Wands, he rules the kingdom. And the Page in all this is the energy being sent out to do the king's bidding, right? But the Page of Wands is kind of turning around, asking the Page of Swords, being like, "What was that you wanted me to say? What was that? What was that? The goal that we were going after? What's the message we're trying to put forth?" he's trying to put forth the message to the universe, right? And also at the same time, these cards are what the universe is giving us. Okay, so the King of Swords coming out in this sense, with the King of Pentacles on top, kind of coming from this sort of tired, sort of like second guessing the energy, confident in the energy. The energy is abundant, but there's a sense of needing to take action, and you're just on the verge. Your subconscious is trying to send you signals on what exactly is in your highest good, your best interest. And so this has something to do with a water sign, and I'm still not getting it. Spirit, what does this have to do with the water sign? Also in conjunction with the bottom cards. So, water sign. Wow, you might be dealing with the water sign. We have no water cards coming out. So this is sort of like, so old timeline, cold expressions. You could be coming from a relationship where this familiarity coming from a water sign that was designed, that you've designed, or your higher consciousness, your subconsciousness is designed to put this water sign, this person, this man or woman or whoever in your life to help you feel comfortable, to keep you on this old timeline, this thing that you need to break forward. There's an energy you're with 4117 on the clock. There's an energy you're dealing with right now that is keeping you comfortable. But at the same time, you want change, and you can't seem to understand why, or maybe at one point you couldn't understand why. Change is not coming, and you keep having to resort to being like, okay, well, I guess I'll set my clock to change tomorrow, or whatever, maybe change will come tomorrow. I'll just keep thinking positive. And meanwhile, you still got all these things. You got whatever, whether it's the job, the relationship, you got all these other things that are still keeping you in this sort of sense of comfort. Like, you want change, but you're still going back to the same thing. The universe is continuously giving you something that you keep on vibrating with, right? So, keeping in mind, the first card coming out here at the bottom is the Ace of Wands. The universe handing you something that you're vibrating with, okay? So you could be in your personal situation dealing with a water sign. It doesn't have to apply to everybody's sign, obviously. There could be a water sign somewhere. You could have a water sign that is significant in your chart. You could be an Aquarius sun. You could be a Cancer ascendant. You could have Cancer in your North Node. You could have Pisces in your North Node. That could be where water sign comes in, and this could be telling you that you need to look a little bit deeper within, because this is a card that's all the way down in the very last card. It's in the shadow. It's representing the shadow. It's something you don't know, something you don't see. I will get you more information regarding this general collective situation later on, maybe in the month of February. But if you need more information, or you need to you need someone to work with you about your own personal situation, you feel it's that important, you can hit me up at crosswatcher1111@gmail.com, and you can book a reading with me. Some people have, and it's helping to benefit anybody who takes advantage of the service. So, going into the future, here we go. Middle of February, we have double duty and integrate. Here we go. I think that's pretty clear that there could be a water sign somewhere in there, but we're going to move forward with the cycle, this energy you're putting out. So you got double duty on top in the light, and you got integrate down in the shadow, coming from that everything that made that comfortable cycle, or that the realization that, okay, well, I realize what's going on. I'm on the verge of manifestation. I'm on the verge of success. But I see that something needs to be changed. Chameleon eyes. I see that something needs to be changed. I don't want to disturb anything. I don't want to disturb the status quo, because I got to figure out how to get myself out of this situation. But you're putting double duty into it now. All of a sudden, it's on your mind. It's like you realize there's something that needs to be changed. You could be leaving a relationship in this time. There are no relationship cards coming out here right now. Down in the shadow, you had two easy cold expressions and integrate. So this whole situation, you got to figure out how to integrate it. You got to take your time, and you got to understand that there's a sense of needing to take action, hunting for answers, and having that chameleon, you're having the chameleon feeling where you don't want to disturb the status quo, but the energy is now starting to hand you things or realizations, mental thought patterns that vibrate more on what you deserve most in this world. And then you realize that you have an energy. Okay, so this came out in the reverse. So this is, we're going to show it in the upright. You have the 8 of Cups, which is a journey, right? Maybe in this time, in this lunar cycle, moving closer into February as the astrological anomalies start to take position, you realize that all these cups that you had, you have to go on a journey and move away for and find your own path, your own information, use your own energy to define who you are and what is actually going to get manifested. There's all this clear sky for you. The sky is the limit as far as manifestations, and that's the direction you're heading. You're not kicking over these cups. You just see them for how empty they are and how they don't serve your highest good, and now you need to move on to bigger and greater things. But this card came out in the reverse. So what this is telling me in this reading is that this is not only a journey, but this is a realization of a journey, cycling from something that is very familiar, something that you had to deal with before. It's not just a brand new journey. Okay, right? This would probably be the brand new realization, the brand new journey. But this is something that struck a chord for you before in the past. You realize that this is all integrated into what the universe is handing you, what you are vibrating, what you are putting out, and in kind of response to what you see in your physical world, the people you deal with, the ring pops that you manifest. And then so what you got moving closer into the actions. So this is a journey. You're starting to realize this, but it's a familiar journey. It's something you realize you might have even had to do this before and you have to do it again, or this is a brand new journey. You realize now you didn't take this journey before when the universe tried to tell you that this isn't what you were vibrating on, that it was a certain journey you needed to take, and now moving from January to February, you are taking that journey. Congratulations, Aquarius. You are taking the journey, and so now this is, so you got the 10 of Swords, which is like an ending or a completion, but in the reverse, this is okay. So this is sort of like healing. You need to get over something. And in this read, you got hunting and chasing, kind of resonating with this card, but it's in the reverse. So you have like this ending to a certain situation, a physical situation, needing time to take time out to heal, work with your crystals, meditative. And that's the approach you're taking. But with it being in the reverse, it's sort of like the same with the 8 of Cups being in reverse, is how now this is a brand new kind of modification on how you're approaching something. It's something that you realize exists in one shape or form in your life. Maybe it's something you've researched in the past. Okay, but now it's time to take it on in a brand new light. You're realizing the sort of channeled message. You're realizing that there isn't one right or wrong way to do something. Okay, the channel message coming out, they're telling me there isn't one right way to do something, and that reflects on a philosophy, whatever you're thinking of now, that you were resonating with on the past. You didn't take action with it then, but you're taking action with it now, which is what that 10 of Swords in the reverse represents in this reading. And then you've got 8 of Wands also going with that. 8 and 8. Okay, so before you had 9s, now you got a significant amount of 8s coming out, starting to appear, and 7, 8, 8. Ooh, in the Pentacles, in the Wands, in the Cups. Let's see. I'm trying to synchronize, what this all means, but I got to keep it flowing. So you got that 10 of Swords, and you've got that 8 of Wands in reverse. So normally the 8 of Wands would be energy coming at you. So what this is yeah, while you're hunting, you're still having to deal with certain energies that pop up regularly in your everyday physical world. 49:12 on the clock. I got to end this. And you got to end this because you realize that those cycles need to come to an end. You got the 3 of Wands coming out next to chasing. You've got the 5 of Cups in reverse kind of going off that same energy with having to take a new journey, but you realize down in the shadow there's some modifications that need to be made. There are new boats that need to be, or there are new rockets of desire that need to be launched out, and you are chasing a new goal, and you realize that this entire time you've been trying to find change and look for change. The change has been within you, the vibration you're putting out there to the world. And then in the very bottom in the shadow, you have the Death card and Page of Pentacles in reverse. Like I said, I'm going to try to get you more advice in the end. Oh, and then you got the Strength card coming out in reverse. We're not going to elaborate too much on what all that means, but I will take note by checking out this video later on in the month and coming up with a continued solution for you in February when it gets closer to all y'all's birthdays, Aquarius, in the month of February. Okay, but we're going to end this on a little healthy advice from the Talisman Oracle to see what resonates with this read. And then, like I said, later on, I'll get you some more information. We just need to end this at 50:30 on the clock. Need to keep it short because YouTube ain't going to let me upload all this time. It's going to take me forever and all my battery life on my phone to upload this video. Okay, so here we go. At least that's what I've been manifesting lately. Okay, so coming out, keeping in mind everything I've said from beginning to end and what the Talisman Oracle is saying, we need to understand for your advice leaving this reading is banish a curse. Ooh, we might have some witches, mages, and warlocks in the Aquarius audience today. And I'm going to try to find this quickly. This isn't going to be an easy one to find. I have never read this one before. See, we got balanced emotions. We got banish a curse. It was easy. It was easy to find. And it's going to be easy for you to banish any future curses that are coming up. But this cycle that keeps needing, that you feel like you need to be repeating, the Death card in this is telling me, the Death card in this reading down in the subconscious is telling me that you are realizing that this change is coming from within. You need to get away from whatever this water sign is. I have no idea what that's all about. Like, only 2 water signs, water cards came out in this. Anyways, we got banish a curse, and here we go. This is how we're going to get it done. This card can symbolize unfair treatment towards you. A person who has a strong influence in your life has mistreated you or fails to see your point of view. The actions of others speak for their misalignment, not yours, and you have the power to choose how that impacts you. Your worth does not change based on other people's state of mind. The pain or misunderstandings can disappear if you decide not to internalize the negativity. Dwelling over what has been said means reliving the hurtful emotion and letting it control your actions. It's time to take a step back and allow the new positive energy to embrace you. Think of what you can learn from this experience and know that karma has your back. The affirmation for this card is I am honest and worthy. All right. I am honest and worthy. Very good. And you are honest and worthy, Aquarius, moving closer to your birthday into the month of February. You're going to come into a lot of realizations about your time and situation and the energy you're putting out there into the universe and what the universe is handing back to you in response. My name is Ryan. You have been watching the Crosswatcher YouTube channel. This has been a collective read for the sign of Aquarius. I appreciate you letting me read for the collective. Namaste. I love you guys. I see you guys, and I will catch you on the next reading.